सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दुग्धगोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्ससुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं भात. Hare Krishna. So, welcome all devotees for today's our session, the final session on Bhagavad Gita, middle sections, Bhakti Yoga. So, from 7 through 12. So currently, we are in the last section of the Bhakti Yoga. That is, the topic itself is also devotional service, Bhakti Yoga, chapter 12. So we are already halfway through. So may I request, Mrudal Krishna Prabhu, can you please help us with the overview of the chapter? It's a very simple overview.
Yes, so in this chapter, devotional service, from first to 7 slokas, we saw that personal form is superior to impersonal woman. Then 8 to 12, we have seen the progressive stages of bhakti, and now we are in last section, 13 to 20, qualities that endear one to Krishna.
Thank you. So yes, bhakti is simple. The chapter is also small. The section is also easy to remember. Everything is so simple. That's the beauty. So, sure, 1 to 7, we saw that it is talking about the superiority of worship of the personal aspect and compared to the impersonal aspect of the Lord. So that has been seen, and there it is clearly established that how the personal form is very easy to worship, and the trouble taken by the impersonalist is much more than the trouble taken by the personalists. And one has to endeavor in that path by one's own one's own capacity, one's own tapasya, many things. In this path, a devotee does, but his shelter is Krishna. Mrityu samsara sagarat, he says, and from there, he says, samudhatta, he says, I'm the one. Tesham aham samudhatta, he says. How long? Nachirat. So not long time. Achirat. He says that. So that's the shelter of Lord. So he's directly present. So, and in the next section, we saw from 8 to 12 that Krishna first goes, best is one's mind, and intelligence is completely absorbed in him. At the Raganga stage, it's naturally absorbed in the Lord. One doesn't have to tell that, please follow this in order to us. That is more of sadhana. So if you cannot do that, Krishna says, at least do abhyasa yoga. In order to again achieve that, constant remembrance of the Lord. So if you do that abhyasa yoga, that is what is currently a sadhaka is been practicing. Where are we? We are at this level of chapter, verse number 9, where we are under the guidance of the spiritual master, endeavoring to put our intelligence, put our mind in the service of their lordships, so that one day there will be uninterrupted, unmotivated, and constant flow of our devotion unto their lordships. So then Krishna says, 8 through 9, then if he says, if you cannot do that, then at least mat karma, at least engage yourself. You cannot be that serious of even as an abhyasa yogi, so many rules, so many regulations, so much. No, at least work for me. Yeah, at least work for me. Offer your fruits to me. That is better. If you cannot do that even for me, okay, at least be a person with karma phala tyaga. At least be a karma yogi, nishkam karma yogi in that sense. And so what about the people, those who don't have faith in your personal form itself? Okay, even if you don't like that, okay, then the 12th verse is Shreyo Vijnana Abhyasa, where he says, you cannot be that, okay, you cannot take to path of devotional service at all only. At least be a jnani. At least be a jnani. Okay, you cannot be a jnani. At least be a practitioner of jnani through the practice that is dhyana. That is the stage of jnana. Okay, at least practice, start practicing so that you achieve the perfection in jnana. Oh, I cannot do that. Okay, at least then be a, what do you call, karma yogi, nishkam karma yogi. There also, karma phala tyaga. Why? Because at least in a baddha avastha, it's very easy to work, right? But the enjoying of the fruits, at least do that. Don't enjoy. Try to offer them to the Supreme. That is what he's expressing. So after concluding these sections completely, that how bhakti is superior. So the sections, if we make contrast between 1 to 7 or 8 to 12, it's very clear. The Lord himself is putting a pure devotional service into the highest pedestal, and it is giving them. Now the question comes is that, okay, if that is the case, then who's the practitioner? What are the qualifications, or what are the qualities? What are the characteristics? That is case, then that's why Krishna now briefs about all that, expecting that question from Arjuna. So then who's that person then? What are his qualities? Okay, that then these are the qualities which I was describing from verse number 13 through 20. So of course, 20 is the final, you can say the phala. Mainly the verses from 13 through 19 are describing the qualities of, in one sense, the pure devotees, in whom it is naturally present. But for a sadhaka, one has to endeavor to achieve that, cultivate to achieve that. So that's what. So are these verses, one may feel that, oh, I'm not at all fitting. No problem. Those who are sadhakas, they are yet to cultivate, but they should know what to be cultivated. What is for the pleasure of the Lord, that is to be cultivated. And at the same time, for the pure devotees, these qualities are very natural. They already have it. So this is both. For the pure devotees, these are very natural, and we are trying to see, oh yes, even if you see Prabhupada, if you see many great souls, you'll find these qualities are naturally in them. Whereas we as practitioners, we are endeavoring to cultivate by, sorry. And all these verses, you will find the beauty, as I said, is he says, such a devotee is very dear to me. Krishna says, such a me priya, same priya, like that. He goes on to say, our last final, Diva me priya. Usually, he doesn't say such words, but this is the only section you will find that he constantly, every verse he says, he will say, he is dear to me. With little qualities, whatever he speak, with some qualities, he will say, he is dear to me because these qualities are little qualities, he is dear to me immediately because they are connected to him, they are connected to the devotional service. So that's it. So this section will go a little fast because many of these qualities you have previously heard in different sections of Gita also. So previous section, and you will hear in the further sections also. So, and many of you are already practitioners of Krishna consciousness, practitioners of Bhakti Yoga, and many of them, you do carry these wonderful qualities, and many of us are do trying to cultivate, may not have reached perfection, but do trying to. Either of the case, we are at benefit. So, but this is personally the Lord himself is saying about the qualities of Bhakti Yoga. Prabhu, can you help me to share the screen? Yeah. Yes. Able to see? So we are in the final
Yes,
section. Yeah, final section. So there we are trying to see this. Yeah. Qualities that endear one to Krishna. These are the qualities which please Krishna. Adveshta sarvabhutanam maitra karuna evacha nirmamo nirahangkarah samadukha sukha shami santushta satatam yogi yatatma drida nischayah mayarpita mano buddhir yo mad bhaktah same priyah. Okay. May I request, yeah, Mandar Prabhu, can you read through? Sorry.
translation. One who is not envious but is a kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor and is free from false ego, who is equal in both happiness and distress, who is tolerant, always satisfied, self-controlled, and engaged in devotional service with determination. His mind and intelligence fixed on me. Such a devotee of mine is very dear to me.
Okay. Yes. So he's saying these words are very easy. Adveshta, he doesn't have any dvesha, who's without hatred for any person. And then he says Sarvabhutanam, towards whom? Towards all the living. Maitri, friendly, Karuna, compassion. Nirmamo, he doesn't have that aspect of uh, ahamta and mamata. It's not that he doesn't have affection for family members or this thing, but he doesn't have too much of attachment in the sense, what do you call it? We know that the fact of life is we have come together as family members, wife, children, or mother, father. Everybody has to come through some source in this world. So surely there is a kind of affection and bonding among this. But at the ultimate level, even husband, wife, children, someday the soul in the body of an husband has to leave towards his destination. The soul in the body of a wife has to leave towards his destination. The children in the body of, and they will grow up, and when they leave, they have to also go through that. So it's a matter of time that we all are together. So come together and practice devotional service for that purpose. Yes, but not with the material, what do you call, feeling that this is all in all. Life is all about that. Nirahankara. He doesn't have an ahankar. That is very clear. Sama, dukkha, sukha is equal in both happiness and distress. Devotees, yes, there are times there is distress, there is this thing, but devotee doesn't lose his balance of practice of Krishna consciousness. Yeah, he presents himself as an appropriate emotion required. Yes, somebody leaves in his family. Yes, he has that emotion of, what do you call it? Somebody is connected to them, they leave. Yes, but that does not stop him for further practicing his Krishna consciousness. And there is sukha. He does not become too much elated with that. Sukha is a material sukha. So he means equibalence. Yeah, he knows this material world is a nature which will give sukha for some time. Again, it will give dukha. But proportionately, you see, dukha is more income in general than sukha. So that's why we are motivated, to be frank with. Not all, but at least. Kshami, yes, is tolerant, and forgiveness is a quality. Santushta satatam yogi, satisfied with whatever is coming by Krishna's grace. He endeavors his best. He endeavors, but too much over endeavor is not there in his, what do you call it, in his path. Satatam yogi, this word has been beautifully translated by our Acharya, saying that you'll find even Prabhupada, he's fixed in the instructions of one's guru, understanding that, yes, Satatam yogi. Then because of that, Yadatma, then he has, yeah, so we understand, because Guru's instruction is what? To engage the senses in the service of the Guru. So quite sure. Where else he's busy in the service of the Guru throughout life. Where is the question of engaging his senses independently? Yatatma. So he has that control of the senses, and he has the complete faith on the Lord. He faith on the process, faith on his words. So Dhrida Nishchaya, he practices with a great determination. Maya Arpita Mano Buddhi. And surely, once he's surrendering to Guru, where will be his mind? Where will be his intelligence? Guru is telling to surrender unto Krishna, put your mind and intelligence. So surely, Maya Arpita Mano Buddhi. He completely surrendered his mind and intelligence to the Lord. Krishna says, one who holds these qualities, Yo mat bhaktaha, such kind of bhakta is Same Priya, is very dear to me. So, okay. Yes, Prabhu, please read.
Coming again to the point of pure devotional service, the Lord is describing the transcendental qualifications of a pure devotee in these two verses. A pure devotee is never disturbed in any circumstances, nor is he envious of anyone, nor does a devotee become his enemy's enemy. He thinks,
yeah, okay,
this person is acting as my enemy due to my own past misdeeds. So it is better to suffer than to protest.
yeah. So there's a very high stage. What do you call it? So this is referring to which quality? Adveshta Sarvabhuta. Like that. So, and that is what his thought is. Oh, okay. See, this person may be, one thought is, what do you call, this person may be giving me inconvenience or this thing, but this is coming. He's an instrument of the karma. Yeah. Why to blame? So that is his thought. We find in the past times from Bhagavatam, many places. The great souls, one was particularly those who are on the Avaduta platform, those who are completely virat, completely absorbed in the Lord, hardly bothers about what somebody says and doesn't have even carry any dvesha. Somebody is favorable, somebody is unfavorable, doesn't have that dvesha at all. See here also, okay, this is done. Yeah, go to next, Nirmama.
Nirmama means
Maitri Karuna is already covered in that sense. He has Maitri towards all the living entities. Does he Maitri? Because he sees, a pure devotee sees everybody's the abode of the Supreme Lord. For him, he sees the moving temple, the what do you call the living entities as a moving temples for him, because he could see the Lord as Paramatma is sitting in all their hearts. And he has compassion for seeing the suffering of others. That's why Maitri Karuna Evacha. So that two things are also there. So we are just covering that. Okay, yes, Prabhu.
Nirmama means that a devotee does not attach much importance to the pains and troubles pertaining to the body, because he knows perfectly well that he is not the material body. He does not identify with the body. Therefore, he is freed from the conception of false ego and is equiposed in happiness and distress. He is tolerant and he is satisfied with whatever comes by the grace of Supreme Lord.
Yeah. So this is very easy to this is Kshami and this is Santushta. Now Satatam Yogi part is going to come. Yeah.
He does not endeavor much to achieve something with great difficulty. Therefore, he is always joyful.
Yeah, that is related to Santushta.
He is completely perfect mystic because he is fixed in the instructions received from the spiritual master. And because his senses are controlled, he is determined.
So that is why he's completely perfect. That perfect mystic part is Satatam Yogi. Because why he's called Satatam Yogi, he's completely perfect. Mr. Prabhupada is writing why he's called Satatam Yogi. A devotee is called. It's not that he's a yogi. The main sense is perfect, completely perfect mystic because he's fixed in the instructions of received from the spiritual master. That is his fixity. That's why. And he has controlled his senses with Atma like that. Okay.
He is not swayed by false arguments because no one can lead him from the fixed determination of devotional service.
Yeah, because Dhrida Nishchaya. This is talking about Dhrida Nishchaya. Okay.
He is fully conscious that Krishna is the eternal Lord to fix his mind and intelligence entirely on the Supreme Lord.
Yeah.
But
Is all this qualification enabling? Yes, because of the above qualification, as I said, yeah, he's listening to the spiritual master. He's fixed in his devotion service. He has compassion. He's nirmama. All these things. And what else his mind will do? What else his intelligence is do? And nobody can budge it. And he has to, and he puts it entirely upon the Supreme Lord. Yeah. So like that. Yes, Prabhu.
he is fully conscious.
Hmm.
Okay. All these qualifications enable him to fix his mind and intelligence entirely on the Supreme Lord. Such a standard of devotional service is undoubtedly very rare, but a devotee becomes situated in that stage by following the regulative principles of devotional service.
Yeah.
Furthermore, the Lord says that such a devotee is very dear to me, for the Lord is always pleased with all his activities in full Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, such a standard of devotion is undoubtedly very rare. For great souls, it is very easy, natural, but it is undoubtedly very rare. And at the same time, for a devotee becoming situated in that state, his endeavors to follow the path slowly wants to situate yourself. Verse 15. So this continues. So some of the things you will find it is repetitive. Why it is repetitive? Again, here the point is because of the glory of these qualities is so much they are repeated and emphasis. Even Prabhupada will write in the 19th verse, purport, we'll see that why that repetition is there of the qualifications. Some of the qualifications, not all. Yasman no vijate loko, lokan no vijate chayah, harshamarsha bhavadvegair, mukto ya sachame priya. Okay. May I request Deepak Sutar, can you read?
Translation: He by whom no one is put into difficulty and who is not disturbed by anyone, who is equiposed in happiness and distress, fear and anxiety, is very dear to me.
Yeah. So here, Yasman, no dvijate loko. See, is what do you call it? He doesn't put one who na udvijate agitates or doesn't disturb or doesn't cause inconvenience to the people or in general others. Similarly, lokan, even the people does not na udvijate. They also do not disturb him. Now, or he is not disturbed by if they want to even disturb. That is another meaning. Why locals, why do they don't disturb, but we find people so many disturb? No, even they disturb, he is not disturbed. And in general, also people who understand, hey, he's not anyway, he's not envious to me, he doesn't have anything, so let me not have anything. So some people are like that also, and some people are like this also. That is, again, these are four kind of, what do you call, there's four kind of emotions. One is free from mukta, one is free from this kind of four kind of emotions which are naturally there. One was materially inclined. There is harsha, there's amarsha, then bhaya, vega. Harsha is joy, amarsha is very jealous, kind of bhaya is fear, and udvega proper it's anxiety. Yeah. Okay, like that. Mukto is free from all these kind of emotions which are always to swing. Mukto. So when he's like this, sa chame priya. He says such a devote is very dear to him. So, okay, please continue.
No one is put into difficulty, anxiety, fearfulness, or dissatisfaction by such a devotee. Since a devotee is kind to everyone, he does not act in such a way as to put others into anxiety. At the same time, if others try to put a devotee into anxiety, he is not disturbed. It is by the grace of the Lord that he is so practiced that he is not disturbed by any outward disturbance. Actually, because a devotee is always engrossed in Krishna consciousness and engaged in devotional service, such material circumstance cannot move him. Generally, a materialistic person becomes very happy when there is
Okay,
something
this
for
is talking about 1 minute. This is talking about this yellow shaded section is talking about both. What do you call it? Yes, man no vijate loko. Loka no vijate cha. Yeah. So he's saying that. So he's talking about these two aspects. Yeah. So when he's speaking about these things, sometimes we find that devotees are one should not be disturbed with very small things. This thing has to be, see, in this world, the nature of the world is like that. You will always have, there will be some praises, there will be some comments. Sometimes negative, sometimes positive, this will keep on going. So one should not take it seriously. ये क्या सेवा करता है, ये तो कोई भी कर लेगा. आप लोगों, मैंने किया था. But he's telling that how much I endeavored. Yeah, it is understood. But just because somebody passed that comment, you don't have to become overall disturbed. ये क्या क्लास दे रहे हो? ये तो क्लास कोई भी और भी दे सकता है. इससे भी अच्छे क्लासेस देते हैं लोग. I mean, small things is sometimes somebody has given one comment. Somebody turned his face. अच्छी तरह देखा नहीं प्रभु जी ने. I mean, for everything, if it becomes a cause of anxiety, cause of disturbance, how will you live your life? How will we fix Krishna? See, it's not that key until unless one's character is been tarnished, or what do you call, because of that, you may have to lose the association of devotees. You may have to lose the sevas which we serve because it is related to character and all that. Then one has to clarify his position. There is nothing wrong in that. No. What do you call it? Means you should see your bhakti has to go nicely, and wherever clarification is required, one has to clarify. But not that every time everything has been clarified. There are serious things which need clarification, which need clarity. So those things has to be clarified. But there are certain things one has to learn. If somebody doesn't throw some comments upon you, how will you develop the quality of tolerance? How will that quality of tolerance, quality of what do you call, not taking it seriously, how will these qualities develop only if at all we are not at all ready to what do you call, take anybody throws any comment. People will throw what to speak. Outside people throw naturally very comments, and how much serious we are supposed to take. So if you are not supposed to take seriously about outside people, even among devotees, we should be saying, quite possible somebody may be junior, somebody may be new, somebody's understanding may not be proper. Many factors can be there. But if you are in a position of where you are training people, where you are this thing. That's if you have a right, then we correct appropriately. We help them to grow nicely. That is a different story. But let's not become appointed authorities on everything to clarify to this. Not required. Wherever it is required, there we do the needful. Particularly the serious things, one has to take care. Be practical on that level. But it's not that everything one has to be concerned and serious about. Neither we cause we should not cause inconvenience to others at the same time. From our side, least. But what to do? Even when we are trying to do good for others, people take it sometimes negatively. So that time we may have to clarify. So developing relationships is not a small thing. It takes years and years together. It takes years because and you cannot maintain the same kind of relationships with all kind of people. Some will be neutral, some will be positive, some will, but don't have negative. Negative in the sense too much of conceptions about a devotee and the negativity is not good. At least neutral is better, where at least one can respect from a distance or respect each other. This thing isn't. But negativity is, yes, it doesn't allow. We ourselves can experience. Nobody has to tell it. Too much negativity is about a devotee, even though it is proved that he is wrong. But still, why we need to carry negativity? Tell me. It is not good for our devotional service. For him, let us leave it. But for us, it is not good. Because that negativity, and something goes bad with him, one may become joyful also. Even that is not good. So one has to be careful not to become serious and disturbed with every small things in life, with every small comments or every small things. Particularly, I find in voice, Prabhu, Prabhu ji ne aise bol diya, Prabhu ye bol diya, Prabhu ye bol diya. These things I have seen in voice. Like one of the reasons when I'm counseling or again, issues are same. For them, it appears that as of course we do that carry weight because they are facing for the first time. But for us, it's the same things but spoken by new people. That's it. So repeated things, same things but spoken by new people. Same thing happens. That's why. And the course of the world is also similar. It's the nature of the world. So one should not be disturbed too much by that. And these are the emotions which has been talked about. Yeah. Okay.
Generally, a materialistic person becomes very happy when there is something for his sense gratification
That
and
is
his
related
body.
to joy.
But
Joy. That is what? Harsha.
Harsha. But when he sees that others have something for their sense gratification and he has not, he is sorry and envious.
Enviousness.
When he
Yeah.
is ex-
That is
when he
amarsha. Amarsha. Because we cannot tolerate others. What do you call having that? What do you call? Is that he has more than me, or I also did engineering. He also did engineering, but he's getting this much salary. Sometimes, sorry to say, but sometimes it is found even among devotees. People keep on staying from external status. वो प्रभु जी इतना कमाते हैं, वो प्रभु जी इतना कमाते हैं, ये प्रभु जी तो कमा नहीं रहे, ये वो, and people see even the statuses of devotees based upon the material positions. That is just a little sorry state. So joy in feeling that as a devotee, but I have many things sometimes, and through many things one tries to see. That is not good among devotees. Otherwise, then we will also one day say that these are rich devotees, these are poor devotees, these are educated devotees, these are uneducated devotees. Devotee is a devotee. You see, when Krishna is saying all these qualities, see that nowhere the post is mentioned, nowhere is the, you see the qualities. Krishna is liking not the posts of, even as a devotee, not the posts one carry. Even in ISKCON, one is carrying posts, that is okay. But still, Krishna focuses upon the qualities. At the end of the day, what is that is pleasing Krishna? Krishna is saying, no, Sachame Priya, what is Priya? You see, even a single material posts or anything is been told, you see that. See, you clearly see all the qualities coming. That's the beauty. What Krishna is. So, what is he pleased with? So, what we have to cultivate over a period of time. Sometimes we see even on our what you call devotional path. मैं अभी ओसी बना कि नहीं, अरे टेम्पल में मेरा भी कुछ पोस्ट है कि नहीं. See, as a service, it comes one has to render. Nobody is saying, nobody. But that should not be the inspiration to over the period of time, one has to see, one devotee once shared a very nice point. Prabhu, as years go by, we try to see मेरा इक्वल को इवेंट टेम्पल में कितना पोस्ट मिला है, अरे प्रभु वो तो टीएमसी बन गए, अरे प्रभु मैं तो अभी तक एक ही डिपार्टमेंट, अरे प्रभु मैं तो कॉम बन गया, और somebody has this thing, he has so many. Over a period of time, one has to see how much more humble one has become, how much more dedicated one has become. See, the qualities has to be seen. Naturally, when somebody has been introduced, that will be told, he is a temple president, he is so and so, so and so. That carries weight, no doubt about it. But more than that is dedication of a person, the humility of a person. Then, so all other qualities take actually prominence. And one has to also individually introspect. Am I becoming more humble? Am I becoming more loving? Am I becoming more service-oriented? Or am I still my sense of gratification? I given this post, but still I'm not advanced in that sense. That should be the grade one has to see it. So like that. So devotees at least. That's why it is more referring to materialistic person. But somehow the qualities can creep even because we are coming from material world to devotional service. So that remnants are continuing. We are not completely left with it. So that creep into devotional service also very strongly. That time we get a doubt. बाहर में भी यही था, इधर भी यही था, क्या difference है? That's big doubt comes among devotees. So that's why Krishna is telling. Okay.
When he is expecting some retaliation from an enemy, he is in a state of fear. And when he cannot successfully execute something, he becomes dejected.
Anxiety.
A devotee who is
complete.
A devotee who is always transcendental to all these disturbance is very dear to Krishna.
It's transcendental to these disturbances. Okay, 16. Anapekshah suchirdaksha udasino gatavyatha sarvarambha parityagi yomat bhakta same priya. You find the last line, same priya, sachame priya, all this thing. Yes. Yeah. Searching for somebody I never. Himanshu, can you read? Never told to read.
Yes, audible.
Translation, please read.
Am I audible?
Yes, please read.
Translation. My devotee who is not dependent on the ordinary course of activities, who is pure, expert, without care, free from all pains, and not striving for some result, is very dear to me.
This is very clear. Anapeksha doesn't have aspirations. Not that it doesn't have an aspiration in the sense like disproportionate. That's what I mean to say. So it's not that devotees don't have apeksha, but disproportionate. Suchi, his devotee is very clean, both internally and externally. Those who are Brahmanical, yes, they take more bath, maybe thrice a day because they have to do titi sevas and all those things. As a devotee, naturally, one bath to everybody has to take. And quite possible. That is the cleanliness of the body. Cleanliness, it can include many things. Cleanliness of the surroundings he's staying with. So all these aspects. And whereas cleanliness of Suchi is also reference to purity of one's heart, because the cleanliness of heart is referred with purity. So that's what the devotees. Daksha, devotees are Daksha. They're expert in the activities, whatever they do, they endeavor their best. Udasino, a person is neutral. Gatavyatha is free from interest, stress, and other things. Sarvarambi parityagi, one is ready to give up all the attachments in this world that one develops. Yeah. So please. Yes. Please continue.
Money may be offered to a devotee, but he should not struggle to acquire it. If automatically, by the grace of the Supreme, money comes to him, he is not agitated.
Yeah,
Naturally,
so one should not take it into the okay, Prabhu. One should not struggle to acquire it. Struggle is over endeavor. What is talked about is over endeavor. It's not that money may be offered to a devotee. Yeah, because devotees maybe some may be working, some may be doing, and yes, but he's not struggling. Means the struggle for money is not like that. Like his over endeavor is going on. He does his best, whatever is within his capacity. Everybody has to do something for his living, right? That much capacity Krishna has given. So that much one has to do, surely, not all about it. Okay.
naturally, a devotee takes a bath at least twice in a day and rises early in the morning for devotional service. Thus, he is naturally clean both inward and outwardly.
Yeah, so it is referring to Suchi. Takes bath twice in a day, more referring to bathing. uh, and rises early in the morning for performing for devotional service. This is referring to the inward cleanliness. Means he does that for his inward cleanliness. Okay.
A devotee is always expert because he fully knows the essence of all activities of life and he is convinced of the authoritative scriptures. A devotee never takes, takes the part of particular party, therefore, he is carefree.
Yeah, this is referring to Udasin. Matlab, he doesn't take sides basically. Udasin means what? People are Udasin means not that Udas kind of thing. Udasin means he doesn't take sides, he's neutral. That's the point. He doesn't care to take some sides. Okay.
He is never pained because he is free from all designations. He knows that his body is his body is a designation. So, if there are some bodily pains, he is free. The pure devotee does not endeavor for anything which is against the principles of devotional service.
Sarvarambi Parityagi, that aspect Prabhupada is saying. He does not endeavor. Okay, please read.
For example, constructing a big building requires great energy, and a devotee does not take to such business if it does not benefit him by advancing his devotional service. He may construct a temple for the Lord, and for that he may take all kinds of anxiety, but he does not construct a big house for his personal devotions.
Yeah, the purpose of house is to live in it and practice devotional service. Now, yes, it depends upon individual's capacity, but so much endeavor should not be done so that one's life is going in whole earning or whole life is endeavoring in only to get a flat or get a nice palatial building for that. Yeah. According to one's capacity, what one can do so that one's anxiety. But for the Lord's temple, more anxiety can be taken, no problem. Okay, this is almost repetition of previous qualities, some of them. यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि न सोचति न कांक्षति शुभाशुभ परित्यागी भक्तिमान यः समे प्रिय. Okay. Okay. Is there anyone till date I never asked to speak? Because at least I will request them. Anyone like that? Till date, you are Prabhu, you have never identified me, never told me to read also. I have attended all these classes, but is there anybody like that? Okay, good. That means I've tried to cover all. Okay, Mayuresh Prabhu, can you read?
Shastri.
Yes.
One who neither rejoices nor grieves, who neither laments nor desire, and who renounce both auspicious and inauspicious things. Such a devotee is very dear to me.
Yeah, yes, yes. This is very clear. Yo na hrishati na dveshti. And na sochati na kankshati. Very clear. Shubha Shubham Parityagi. Yes, pious, impious activities of this world. He understands both bind, whether it is pious, and that's why he does Parityaga of that. Yeah, it is more clear. Okay, please read. Please read, Prabhu.
A pure devotee is neither happy nor distressed over material gain and loss, nor is he very much anxious to get a son or disciple, nor is he distressed by not getting them. If he loses anything which is very dear to him, he does not lament. Similarly, if he does not get what he desires, he is not distressed. Is a
Yeah, so
transcendental.
these two things does not lament. You see, sometimes some of the devotees, family members connected with them leave. See, he may have that right, as I in the beginning said, he may show his appropriate emotion, but that does not mean that he completely gives up the service of the Lord. So that should not go to the lamentation stage. Lamentations is like extreme stage where person doesn't want to do later further things. People in the world sometimes their son is lost. One devotee was sharing this once. Son is lost so many years. After that, the whole family has lost as if the purpose of life is lost. From so many years, 10 or 20 years, the son is lost, everything is being fallen away for them. Like that. That is called complete lamenting. And sometimes we don't get certain things. We should understand that, yeah, although I can desire, but whether I deserve or not, that also matters. So Krishna wants to give. I endeavored my best. There are devotees I have seen. Though they're intelligent, they're very good, and tried for their jobs. Sometimes they fail multiple times. But I've seen they're stable in their devotional service, accepting it. I've seen that he's not, devotees are not muff, devotees are not, what do you call that? They're trying their best. Even one of my counselees, not imagine after 5 years of, after MTech, till 30, till recently, just sincerely practicing 16 hours, trying his best and all those things. Very simple. Now he got a job. I told him, no worries, Prabhu. Better to be late than never. At the same time, I'm happy because you did not leave devotional service in any stage. That was the beauty. I could appreciate. And he also did his best. He said, I can only endeavor. This is my hands. Now to give results is that whatever intelligence, you see how much also he can endeavor. किसी को ऐसे ही लग जाता है, किसी को नहीं लगता है, time लगता है. But he's accepting that fact. It's not that if I become a materialist, I'll get quickly job. It doesn't matter. There are many materialist people also, they don't get. But he has patience, he has faith on Krishna. And yeah, I mean, imagine MTech here. He did BTech to MTech so that he'll get a better job. Somehow he did not get it. Whole Corona came, all these things came. Continued stably in his practice of Krishna consciousness. So that's the beauty. Accepts that fact also. Of course, I'm not telling that one does not endeavor. One endeavors. But at the same time, every endeavor is not that the result is in your hands. That's what I'm saying. There are many factors for that. But one has to accept the reality. I try my best. Endeavor is only thing in our hands. But result is it has multiple reasons behind it. Okay, please read.
He is transcendental in the face of all kind of auspicious, inauspicious, and sinful activities. He is prepared to accept all kind of risk for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. Nothing in an impediment in the discharge of his devotional service. Such a devotee is very dear to Krishna.
18, 19. These are the last two verses. समः शत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्णा सुखदुःखेषु समः संगविवर्जितः तुल्यनिन्दासु निर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतः स्थिरं मतिर्भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः. Okay. Yeah, Aradhan Prabhu. Aradhan Prabhu, are you there?
One, yes, right. One who is equal to friends and enemies, uh, who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from contaminating association, always silent and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge, and who is engaged in devotional service. Such a person is very dear to me.
This is some of the qualities are getting repeated here. Is it? Sama shatro cha mitre cha, equal to both enemy and friend. Tatha mana apamana yo. Whether it is praise, mana, apamana, whether there is this thing, is samaha. That samaha is applies to this also. Sama is equipoised. Shitoshna, again, is equipoised with shito, ushna, sukha, dukkha, sama, same. When Sangha Varjitaha, and he carefully is careful about his association. doesn't take the association of the materialists. Tulya Ninda Stutir Moni is what do you call? There is Nanda, there is Stuti. Then he is silent in the sense of Prabhupada will write that. Devotee is silent in the sense he speaks only Krishna consciousness. Santushto. This word you have seen in the beginning of 12th verse also, 12th, 13th verse, Santushta has come. He is happy, whatever has been coming. Yena kena chit. Aniketa. Aniketa is lesson. One is not attached to one's home, it has been translated. Prabhupada puts it also. Not residence. So sometimes devotee may think, yeah, should not be, what do you call? Oh, what does he write? Having no residence. Means basically he does not, it's not that devotees don't have residence. Basically, his shelter is not his home. His shelter is the lotus feet of the Lord. That is the meaning. It's not that way. Okay, because devotees don't live under shelter, or because they also work hard to get some shelter. Yeah, he understands this home is not my ultimate shelter. So that is not the residence. His ultimate residence is the shelter of the Lord. Sthiramatir, balanced. Please read. So Prabhupada has written already very beautifully. Okay.
A devotee is always free from all bad association.
Sanghavarjita, this directly is talking.
Sometimes one is praised and sometimes one is defamed. That is the nature of human society. But a devotee is always transcendental to artificial fame and infamy, distress or happiness. He is very patient. He does not speak of anything but the topics about Krishna. Therefore, he is called silent. Silent does not mean that one should not speak. Silent means that one should not speak nonsense. One should speak only.
There are people, sadhus, who do not speak, but they write nonsense. They say, Moni Baba, कुछ बोलेंगे नहीं. But वो सब nonsense लिखेंगे. That does not mean that he's silent. He is silent for namesake. Whereas a devotee is silent in the sense he opens his mouth again. You see, it appears contradictory, but he opens his only for Krishna's service. That's the true understanding of service. Okay.
One should speak only of essentials, and the most essential speech for the devotee is to speak for the sake of Supreme Lord. The devotee is happy in all conditions. Sometimes he may get very palatable foodstuffs, sometimes not, but he is satisfied.
You see, this is, read this. I have actually I did not highlight it. This Anapaid, Aniketa.
Nor does he care about any residential facility. He may sometimes live underneath a tree and he may sometimes live in a very palatial building. He is attracted to neither. He is called fixed because he is fixed in his determination and knowledge.
Yeah, so one should understand. See, you will see carefully. Remember this. Possessions are not condemned. The possessiveness is condemned. Because devotee, you will find somebody has nice cars, building, everything, but still he may not be attached to it. Whereas a beggar is also attached to his bowl. So it is not, remember this, it is not the possessions the scriptures are condemned. It is the possessiveness, the attachment towards that has been always condemned. You will find that. Because otherwise, again, the devotees will also get this question. Having this is okay or not. Yeah, one has to be very careful how much attached to it. How to see that attachment? If somebody removes a little bit of it, how do you feel? How do you feel? I've seen that. Sometimes attachment to post also. Some devotees, some post is little bit pulled out. How does he retaliate? How does he respond? That is a proof of attachment if you want to see how we are attached. Somebody asks, can you give some money when in service of the Lord? How does he respond? Many things, if you want to check the attachment, जो चीज उसके पास उसको थोड़ा पूछ के दे. How does he respond? Even let us say externally he may respond very goodly. He himself can judge how much it is painful. And I am talking about the great soul. Right. So that is what possessiveness, that has to reduce as our life goes. That's why if a guru says stay under a tree, he's happy to stay under a tree. If he says Guru is telling stay under in the palace, and he says no, I will stay under a tree, that means he is attached. That means that means he wants to have sense of gratification under a tree. Guru is telling him stay under, stay. He can be detached and stay there. So that's why Prabhupada is. He's attracted to neither. Prabhupada, example, when he was given, George Harrison gave him in London a 5-star facility, practically a floor. And in Mayapur, when Prabhupada came, Prabhupada used a hand pump and stayed in the hut. He was in Vrindavan staying in small places. And later in the world, he has been offered big things. So he's happy to take. So that's why he's not attached. Yeah. Okay, please read this. So this is what I was telling. Okay. Please read. Aradhampu, are you there? Okay, I will read it. We may find some repetition in the descriptions of the qualifications of a devotee, but this is just to emphasize the fact that a devotee must acquire all these qualifications. You see? But this is to emphasize. Hare Krishna, are you able to hear me or not?
Yes, Prabhuji, we are able
Yes,
to.
Prabhuji.
Yes,
I'm doubting because whether I got just stuck up and because neither he's reading nor any responses there. So I got a little. Okay, thank you. I thought that whether I'm just speaking to a screen. Okay. So this is what
I think you got disconnected in between.
Is it? Okay. Aradhampu, you are there?
I think he got disconnected.
Okay, he got disconnected. Okay. Without good qualifications, one cannot be a pure devotee. Yeah, sure, right. What do you expect a devotee and without any qualities? How does it match? Devotee and with no qualities. See, anything is identified with its qualities. So how will be a devotee identified? He has to be identified with some qualities, right? Otherwise, how will we separate? Because everybody has some qualities or other in this world. But how do we discriminate? There will be some specific qualities for a devotee. So that's what it is. You see, Harav abhaktasya kuto mahan. One who's not a devotee, how can he has any good qualifications? One who wants to be recognized as a devotee should develop the good qualifications. Of course, he does not extraneously endeavor to acquire these qualifications, but engagement in Krishna consciousness and devotional service automatically helps him. This is a beauty. This is a beauty. Although we hear all these qualifications, somehow I have found that we don't focus independently. मुझे ये develop करना है, मुझे अभी वो develop करना है, मुझे अभी वो develop करना है. The beauty, although we have to know these qualities should be there in the devotees, but the beauty, Prabhupada is saying that we do not extraneously, there is no extra endeavor to do that in the sense. But if you practice naturally under the guidance of a spiritual master, actually all other qualities start coming into you. That is a beauty. Yes, asti bhakti bhagavati. So that is a beauty. The demigods, when they see, oh, here is a devotee of Krishna, they come with all the wonderful qualities in them, in that kind of person. That's how wonderful qualities come. You might yourself also experienced. How many of us really are? As we are practicing, automatically that thing comes. Okay, we have to be compassionate. We have to do this thing. We see the life of great souls. We see the life of this thing. We hear the qualities of all these things. Somehow it is so natural, it develops. Of course, one is able to see that it is not developing. One has to be a little more conscious. I'm not telling no that, but so much, because sometimes a devotee may say, Prabhu, this many qualities, I don't have any. How will I develop even one? You practice under the guidance of spiritual masters sincerely, yes, and let others try to help you. No problem. Of course, one can make one's own this thing also. I'm not saying not, but not so much. More focus should be upon practicing of Krishna consciousness, and these many qualities actually develop. And if somebody is pointing out, then we have to become a little concerned and try to be careful with our qualities. That's what I say. Last 20 is like the phala. Sorry, it's already 8:15. I'm just winding up. ये तो धर्मामृतम इदं यथोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्धाना मत परमा भक्तस्ते अतीव मे प्रियः. You see, listen. He is saying that. Okay, Arjun Sarthi Prabhuji, can you please read Prabhu?
Translation: those who follow this imperishable path of devotional service and who completely engage themselves with faith, making me the supreme goal, are very, very dear to me.
Yeah, so he is saying that all dharma amritam, all that he has spoken from Maya, Veshya, Mano, Emam, all this, so many verses that are coming from the beginning of the chapters related to devotional service. And all that has been, all the qualities that we have heard from till now, all the qualities that we have, one has complete faith, and one who endeavors to have all these qualities. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says, all these, and he's very dear, means a devotee who has all these qualities or endeavors for all these qualities, the devotee, the Lord is very pleased with him. Ativa me priya means he's beautified, he's glorified, he's decorated by all these wonderful qualities. That's what it is. Okay. Okay. Please, Prabhupada is also addressing at the same time as winding up all this chapter also and whole Bhakti Yoga section in that sense. Okay. Yes, Prabhupada.
In this chapter, from verse 2 through the end, from Maya
Maya.
no Yema, fixing the mind on me, through Yetu
Dharma Amritamidam, this verse.
this religion of eternal engagement, the Supreme Lord has explained the process of transcendental service for approaching Him. Such processes are very dear to the Lord, and He accepts a person engaged in them. The question of who is better, one who is engaged in the path, the question of who is better, one who is engaged in the path of impersonal Brahman, or one who is engaged in the personal service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was raised by Arjuna, and the Lord replied to him so explicitly that there is no doubt that the devotional service to the personality of Godhead is the best of all processes of spiritual realization.
Prabhupada is just summarizing. That's it. Okay. Now please come down.
In other words, in this chapter, it is decided that through good association one develops attachment for pure devotional service and thereby accepts a bona fide spiritual master, and from him begins to hear and chant and observe the regulative principles of devotional service with faith, attachment, and devotion, and thus becomes engaged in transcendental service of the Lord. This path is recommended in this chapter, therefore, there is no doubt that devotional service is the only absolute path for self realization, for the attainment of Supreme Personality of Godhead. The impersonal conception of Supreme Absolute Truth, as described in this chapter, is recommended only up to the time one surrenders himself for self realization.
Okay. And last.
Devotional service, as described in the middle six chapters of Bhagavad Gita, is more congenial.
Yeah. So that's what this chapter ends. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 12th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of devotional service. So we have seen in this chapter. So coming all the way through the middle six sections, all of you have seen that chapter 7, where Jnana Vijnana aspect has been addressed. And then the Lord says, said that Shunu, he said that's here. And then he told about Jnana Vijnana aspect, which is both, and the four kind of people who surrender, who do not surrender, all that. So after speaking that, and then Arjuna asks, Krishna uses certain words at the end of 7th chapter. So that becomes the question for Adibhuta, Adideva, all that. That becomes a questioning for this thing. When overall the 8th chapter is talking about mixed devotional service and the destination, what will be the gati, and more focusing upon the one question, one answer to the question of what will be one gati at the end of while one is leaving this world. So that should be, and then different ways the destinations are described. For a devotee, the Lord is a shelter and he doesn't have to follow any of the paths. Like that. And after that, we find that 9th chapter talks about Raja Vidya, Raja Kuyam, pure devotional service. The pattern more or less follows like that of the 7th chapter. Jnana Vijnana aspect. And again, demigod worship and different kinds of worship has been addressed there. So the pure devotional service is also glorified there. And in the coming down next to the 10th chapter, we found that the Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita has been there. After that, Arjuna asks that question, I wish to hear about how you are manifested in this material world. That is the vibhutis. That's why Krishna describes all his vibhutis in the 10th chapter. And then the same vibhutis which Arjuna heard in the 10th chapter wish to see him. And that's how Krishna shows in the 11th chapter the vibhuti yoga, the universal form in which how he is manifesting, that he sees in the 11th chapter, Vishwarupa Darshan. And then which worship is better, the impersonal or the personal aspect, that we see in this chapter. And throughout the chapter, it has been described about the different stages of the progressive stages of bhakti. And finally, we saw the wonderful qualities that endear Krishna. So that's how the middle 6 chapters been ending. So that was the flow. So thank you very much for allowing me to serve all the devotees all these days, and kindly forgive me. I beg forgiveness from the devotees because for multiple reasons, sometimes I will not be able to qualified enough to help you in making your understanding better. And all of you are also learned. You have been studying from so many years, practicing for so many years. So you may have a better understanding. So wherever it is shortcomings, please try to forgive me. At the same time, you can have a better understanding, and surely you can progress and go ahead. And at the same time, I'm grateful to all my teachers again, especially His Grace Kanai Guru, His Grace Chaitanya Charan Guru, His Grace Radheshyam Guru, and one spiritual master, and His Divine Grace Bhakti Swami Maharaj Prabhupada, and the previous acharyas, His Holiness Bhanuswami Maharaj is also worked hard to give the translations into English. So, and the previous acharyas books and this, and ultimately to the Lord who himself has spoken this Gita for the benefit of all human society. So, at the same time, all that is coming is because of the mercy of these great souls, and whoever has helped me. So I just repeated their words. Nothing is of my this thing. So, but wherever there are shortcomings, please try to hear to other senior Vaishnavas, and you can get better understanding. Sure, possible. Because whatever I could understand, I could express, but Gita is much more deeper also. There will be deeper understanding, and that will help you to progress in your own devotional service also. And I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity. Although in between, I have many times stretched for 3 classes, many times did not take any classes. That might also be a cause of irregular pattern of taking classes. Somehow by all of your coordination and help, and at the same time, still tolerating me all the way, we could complete, and the target was given to me. Maximum was before April, beginning of April, or at max first week of April, I was supposed to hand over this section. So that's what it is. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. So now, if there are any questions on this section, because I spoke early, because 8:24 we have to leave for their office and other things. We can proceed. Yes, Prabhu, any questions? Yes, Shanta Prabhu.
Guruji, first of all, like on behalf of all devotees, we would like to thank you very much for taking such nice classes. So, Guruji, on behalf of all devotees, wanted to request that can you continue further next module also. Many devotees were requesting, and I also spoke with Sakshat Prabhu that can you continue. And he said that if you are okay, then he is also fine. So, if you could kindly
Okay.
grace us by your more association, Guruji, for the further module.
Yeah, I saw your message. I have a word with Sakshat Prabhu also. So there's a small discussion going on. So let that complete, and I'll come back accordingly, whatever the discussion gets finalized. Right. So yeah, I saw your message and understand. So, but however, I feel that sometimes, because you have heard me, that's it. But you've not heard others. That's the only difference. So you will get better. I'm sure you will get better opportunities and better this thing. But let us see what Proji decides, and there is a discussion going on that. So once that is finalized, I will surely let you know. So because anyway, I think now there is a gap for till the next unit starts. So whatever, if I get the opportunity to serve, surely I will try to serve. And if whatever the decision management takes it, let's all take it, the final, and respect it accordingly. Is that okay?
Yes, Guruji. Sure, sure.
Yeah.
So,
So thank
Guruji, we
you.
have exams till end of March. So
Okay.
even if it starts, it will be in April only,
Yeah,
not
it will start
immediately. So yeah.
Yes. So I wish you all the best for your exams. So study well and do your best. What do you call? And there's explanations of what do you call Prabhupada. There is helping book of Surrender Unto Me that also helps the understanding. And try to what do you call do your best with this understanding whatever I could serve. And fine, thank you for allowing me. I'm grateful to all of you. Hare Krishna. Srila
Hare
Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad
Jai.
Bhagavad Gita.
Jai. Thank you, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Guruji.
Guruji.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.